What does life really look like for girls growing up in Florida today? The Florida Girls Databook was created to answer that question by putting girls front and center and shedding light on their lived experiences. It captures how they're living, how they're being treated, and how they're feeling as they move through their homes, schools, and communities. The findings are sobering. 1.3 million girls are living in circumstances that threaten their future. 44% have considered suicide. 461,000 have experienced abuse and trauma. 600,000 are struggling in school. More than 1 million face economic hardship. But the story doesn't stop with data. Across our state, girls are facing serious trauma, from violence and neglect to unequal access and invisibility in policy conversations. These issues are real, they're urgent, and they can no longer be ignored. That's why the Florida Girls Initiative, led by Miami-based nonprofit Girl Power Rocks, created the Florida Girls Databook to raise awareness, to highlight the unmet needs of Florida's girls, and to call for action across communities, schools, families, and lawmakers.
Hearing about and talking about things is one thing, but when you do the research and you put it between the pages of a book, it becomes more impactful. Because sometimes people need to see it and read it to understand why we need a call to action, so that people could take action about what's happening to our at-promise girls throughout the state of Florida.
First of all, knowledge is power. And so what the Florida Girls Databook helps us to do is provide compelling data so that that knowledge is informed knowledge. And then we can actually take that data, especially for those of us in the healthcare space, and then put that into action.
Girls are often grouped in when you're looking at youth data and you're not specifically looking at their needs. Girls are facing adverse childhood experiences just as frequently and more prevalent than boys. So without separating that data, you're giving a generalized response to youth issues.
I think it's important because the data book is going to give us information and critical information about what's impacting our girls. And sharing that information creates awareness, which then motivates us as a community to figure out how do we address what's affecting our girls.
We look at it geographically, that's even better, because then we can see where are our girls struggling the most when we think about geographically in Florida. So it would allow us to see what areas we should focus on. Should we focus more on mental health? Should we focus more on abuse? Should we focus more on academics? So it's really allowing us to strategize and be more intentional about the interventions that we're providing for our girls.
I don't just think it's important, I actually know it's important. The United Nations has given declarations that the most dangerous thing for women and girls moving forward globally is becoming invisible by lack of data. So making women and girls visible right here at home in Miami-Dade is absolutely critical, and across Florida.
I think that it was important because girls have very specific, unique needs that have not been really talked about. And girls are important in the state of Florida. We have some very staggering numbers that came out of this Databook report. And it's just important that the state of Florida, as well as the nation, understands this.
The Florida Girls Databook doesn't just inform, it empowers, it connects, it advocates. Because when we invest in girls, we're investing in the future of Florida. Visit girlpowerrocks.org to learn more, explore the data, and become part of the solution.